Hello, everybody. Welcome to our final Beach Connection session of the summer. We're really happy to have you all. Thank you so much for making the time to jump on with us for all of our parents and families. If you have gone to Parent and Family Orientation, you probably already know me. I'm Nina Luxon. I'm the program coordinator. So you see quite a lot of me throughout the summer and throughout the academic year. And I'm really excited that you're all here. Thank you for making the time. So today, the Beach Connections, how it's going to work, we're going to start with a presentation from our lovely Beach Shops representative, Randall, who is here to talk to you all about all things textbook, dining, bookstore services, and just give you the general information to make sure your student is set up for success. Then at the very end, we will answer all of our questions for Q&A live. So if anybody has any questions throughout today's webinar, if you can look at the bottom of your screen where it says more, there's three little dots. In there is a Q&A tab. So if you could please submit your questions to that Q&A, that is really the best way for us to be able to track your questions and ensure that all of them are being answered. If you put your questions into the chat, we are not checking that as frequently, so please submit your questions into the Q&A box and we will get to them as soon as we can. At the very end, we'll do live Q&A. And lastly, if everybody could please remain muted throughout today's presentation just to minimize distraction and make sure that Randall has the floor to speak about everything beach shops. With that, I'll go ahead and hand it over to Randall to begin the presentation.
Perfect. Thank you, Nina. Thanks everyone for joining. My name's Randall. I'm an assistant manager of academic resources at the bookstore for the beach shops. I've been on campus now for 10 years, working at the full-time at the bookstore for the last 6. So I know some things about campus, and I definitely understand transitioning to campus can be kind of an overwhelming time for students and parents. So hopefully I can kind of ease that and give you just some basic overview of what the beach shops is, some textbook information, to digest in it. I'm just going to go over the highlights. You'll see some QR codes throughout the presentation. I highly recommend snapping a picture of those, and it will have a lot more information on our website than what I'm able to cover today. And then, like Nina mentioned, questions at the end, go ahead and drop them in the Q&A, and I will get to those after I finish the presentation. So first, I wanted to start off with Day 1 textbook access. This is the textbook program on campus that provides students with their required materials on the first day of class for one bundled price. How the program works is students are charged directly to their student account where they'll see other tuition and fees charged. And it's $289 for each semester. This is a digital first program, meaning that if the material is available digitally, that is how it will be delivered. There are some print material that only comes in a print format, such as workbooks and different copy center packets. Those are delivered in a print format and included in the bundled price. Definitely wanted to highlight that the program is optional. It is not required to be enrolled and stay enrolled in the program. Students have until the last day to add drop classes to opt out of this program. It's generally 2 weeks for the fall and spring semester. Also, this semester, students are able to flex down to the individual class level access if the bundle price isn't for them. We understand that the bundle price isn't going to be for everyone, so I always recommend students go to our comparison website, enter in their class information, look up their textbooks, and if it's over $289, stay opted into the Day 1 textbook program. You're getting a great deal for your price. If it's less than that, you can go ahead and flex down to the different options and just opt into your individual class textbooks. Definitely check out the QR code with more information on D1TA. And there's also email reminders that have already started going out to students. And there'll be more during the first couple weeks of classes, letting them know exactly what materials are needed for their class and how to opt out if they prefer to do that as well. That's the basics on textbooks for Day 1 textbook access. Next up, I wanted to talk about dining. So on campus, we have 3 dining halls. There's 2 on campus and 1 off campus. And these are not only for students who live in the dorms. Any student on campus can definitely eat here as well. They are for faculty, staff, and those commuter students. I definitely wish I took advantage of this as a student because it's great meals as you can go, they're all you care to eat every time you enter one of the dining halls. That includes your entree, your sides, your salad, your drink, and your dessert, just for that one price you pay at the door. The community meal bundle bundles a basket of meals together for a discounted price than paying at the door. So you see the different tiers in front of you and prices for those meal packages. The bulk discount does save you that money, and these meals don't expire. They can be used over multiple semesters, multiple years. So even if they're not all used during that first semester, they can carry over. They cannot be transferred to another student, but however, if you're walking in with a friend, you can swipe that friend in who's there physically with you at the same time if you want to treat a friend to a nice meal. The dining halls are open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner during the week, Monday through Friday. And during the weekends, they're open for a brunch and a dinner. So definitely check out the community meal bundle, that QR code. There's more information online about exactly how they can get that package. Highly recommend checking them out. It's a great deal. Also, I wanted to highlight our map of campus and where all our food locations are. With the university union under construction right now, a lot of the different food options have spread out around campus. The where to shop, where to eat page on this QR code definitely is another great one to highlight. It will show you the hours of all the locations and basically kind of what they're serving and what the different options are. So a couple I wanted to highlight here is the microwaves are also scattered around campus for students bringing food from home. You have some located down here by the library, more down here in the center campus. So, and down here at the outpost as well. And I also want to highlight the outpost as our one full service restaurant on campus located there. It does get pretty busy during the peak times of campus. There's that, and there's also two different coffee shops. There's a caffeine lab in the library and Coastal Coffee lower campus by College of Business. These beach shops locations don't accept the meal swipes that we were previously talking about. Those meal swipes are only good for at the dining halls. These locations accept cash, credit card, or beach bucks. Beach bucks is a form of payment on your student ID card where you can load up money and you can use it at any beach shops location. I recommend students put money on their card just because it's how they're going to print anyways. All the printing centers around campus, that the only form of payment they take is the beach bucks. So if they running to class need to print that essay, it's a good idea just to have beach bucks on this so they don't have to fumble getting the money on the card. I also wanted to highlight next is our new Transact mobile ordering app. This app allows students to order food ahead of time at both of the coffee locations and the outpost. Ordering ahead is super important, especially those first couple weeks during those peak lunch times when everyone's figuring out their schedule. The line can get really long. So if students have the app on their phone, they can order as they're getting out of class, while they take the 10-minute walk over, and then their food can skip the line and be ready when they get there. Definitely check out that app if you want to have your students save some time and not wait in those long lines the first few weeks of classes. Lastly, I wanted to touch on jobs at the beach shop. So we are one of the largest employers on campus for students. We're still hiring for the fall semester, so it's not too late. However, I do recommend applying as soon as possible as classes are starting in just a couple short weeks. But even if you don't get hired or you don't apply in time for this fall semester to start, we do hire year round. There's almost always at least one opening up there, different beach shops location, whether it's the dining halls, our restaurants, or any of our bookstore locations, as well as the convenience stores. So definitely, if you're looking for an on-campus job, apply there. It is a flexible work schedule. We know that the students are also they're students first and they're also working for us. So we work with their schedules and their class schedule. We know sometimes there's students who are only available for 3 hours a day, and we make it work with our schedule. There's that, and there's no experiences needed. Lots and lots of our students, their first job is here at the beach shop. So we understand if they don't have any previous job experience, we definitely give them all the training that they need to succeed in their role where they're hired, wherever that may be. That wraps it up. Just the basic of the beach shops overview. Hopefully, if there's any questions, go ahead and drop them in the Q&A and I can answer them as they come in.
Awesome. We also have a pretty small group today, so if anybody wants to unmute and ask a question, please feel free to do so. But I want to make sure that all of your questions are getting answered. Don't be shy, y'all. This
Yeah,
is the time.
this is the time. Yeah, because come back to school, I'll be busy.
Mm-hmm.
Ask away, please do. Doesn't have to be anything related. I talked about, I know quite a bit about campus.
Okay, we do have one in the Q&A. Is this QR code on screen the only place to find jobs on campus?
No, this is only for beach shops jobs. So there are different jobs on campus, not with beach shops. I know SOAR, NINA hires students, ASI hires students, different departments hire students. So this is not the only one. We are just one of the biggest.
And Randall, correct me if I'm wrong. Do you all add your jobs onto CareerLink as well?
Yes, yes, they are. They are also on
Great.
CareerLink.
So everybody here who attended parent and family orientation, you all learned about CareerLink, which is the main hub for students to be able to find jobs on campus, and that's part of their student portal. So all jobs on campus will be posted to CareerLink, including beach shops. So please encourage your student to go and look at CareerLink and start applying for jobs if you want them to have a job. Even if they don't want one, push them to do it anyway, because it's really important that they have a job and get that development on campus. We do have a couple more questions. When does D1TA get billed?
D1TA gets billed typically 2 weeks before the start of the semester. I know it for this semester, it just got billed yesterday to student accounts. So if you go in there and you see your student accounts, you should see the 289 charge on your student's account. Next question I see is how do you add money to Beachbucks? Beachbucks, you're able to add it. Anyone can add it. All you need is your student's ID number at beachid.com. You're able to do it online there. Also able to do it in the bookstore, and there's a few kind of vending machines on campus you can add. But beachid.com is going to be the easiest way you can add money to Beachbucks. Next question I see is about a food allergy. Who does she talk to in the A great question. I will go ahead and I believe her contact is Jenny Liu. She's the dorm's dietitian. She meets with students all the time about their dietary needs. If I can definitely share Jenny's contact information, I will go ahead and type it to you privately right now, just so you can have it and reach out to her and your student can go over with her. And
Awesome. And
then
while you do that, for everybody who is asking about Beachbucks or curious about how Beachbucks work and how to add money to your student's ID for Beachbucks, I just put a link into the chat. So please go ahead and take a look at that. And if you would like to upload money to your student's ID for Beachbucks, that would be helpful. Just to keep in mind that students do need, we recommend at least $5 onto their Beachbucks because they do need the Beachbucks to be able to print on campus. So if they're printing out assignments for their classes, we recommend that they have a few dollars because Beachbucks is the only way that they can print. They can't print with a credit or debit card or anything like that.
perfect. I see the question. If you're in the process, DOR authorization. Oh, that's a great question about DOR. We have a contact in the bookstore who will be able to reach out to directly. I can send them their contact info. But it depends slightly on exactly how DOR authorizes it, but we do work with DOR with a lot of our students, so we'll be able to definitely help you out with that. Any other questions? Please ask.
There is one. It says, are jobs in the library on CareerLink? So yes, all jobs on campus go through CareerLink. I'm not sure if you have anything you want to add to that, Randall.
I'm not too familiar with the jobs at the library, but I'm pretty sure they'll be on CareerLink as you mentioned.
Great questions. We've got one from Rita. It says, are the laundry machines paid with beach bucks?
That one I'm not too familiar with. That would be more of a housing question. Unfortunately, I would not know that one.
From what I understand, and I don't work for housing, but from what I understand is that students who are living on campus, when they move in, they will have their own separate housing orientation. And that housing orientation will cover everything that they need to know for living in the dorms, including laundry. From what I've heard, it's an app that students download, and they are able to upload money onto that app to pay for their laundry services. And that is not necessarily associated with beach bucks. We do have Latrice here who worked with housing previously. If she has anything that she wants to add, she could put it in the chat or answer that question as well.
That is correct. They have to download a laundry, it's called the Wash app. And then they can put funds on there, they can track the time. Usually you need like a phone number to associate it with. So sometimes if students are international and may not have a local number, we can also give out laundry cards. They just have to request that through the service center, if they can't get the app or get it situated. But yeah.
Question. Someone was asking where they can find the recording, Nina. Is that on YouTube? Are you able to share that with them? Nina, I think you're on mute.
I figured that out. Sorry. Yes, we do record all of our webinars, and the webinar for this will be uploaded onto our YouTube page. I'm going to go ahead and drop links in the chat real quick while we wait for more people to submit questions. If you have questions, please submit them. But in the chat, I dropped two links. The first one is for our Beach Family newsletter. If you have not signed up for our Beach Family newsletter yet, please do. That is the primary way that we send communication to all of our parents and families. And it has everything that you need to know about being on campus. It is completely free newsletter that comes every 2 weeks, and it comes on a Wednesday. So definitely sign up for that. The second link that you're going to find in that message is to our YouTube page where you can access the presentation recording. So if you missed the first 10 minutes of the webinar, no worries. We will post this. It'll be uploaded here pretty soon, and you'll be able to reflect back and look and see all of the things. Do we know how much it costs to do a load of laundry? Miss Latrice.
I think it's 150 to wash. It could have gone up. But I'm gonna also drop the link to like the laundry like website for under housing. Um, so I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, at least a dollar 50 to wash, maybe a dollar 50 to dry. Yeah.
Great, thank you. If there are any other questions, please submit them now. We want to answer all of your questions. We've gotten some good ones so far. And Latrice just dropped that in the chat as well for the laundry. So thank you so much for doing that. Okay. Well, if we do not have any more questions, I think that we are good. I really appreciate Beach Shops jumping on. Thank you, Randall. Before we officially end, is there anything else that you would like to say?
Just thank you for having me. Hopefully, I was able to share a little bit about beach shops on the campus, make that transition a little smoother. There's other questions. Don't be afraid to reach out if your student runs into a roadblock. We're definitely here to help. Any of the beach shop locations, any of the emails on our website, you will get a response when you email us. So don't be afraid to ask questions.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful Thursday and a wonderful weekend for the rest of you. We will see you in the academic year.